Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Zebroon. This is the ninth episode of our lessons. On this episode, we are going to learn how to do test point and why is it so important to do test point and why do we even do it. So, on this episode, we are going to cover all these things on this episode. So if today is your first time watching my videos, kindly give me a follow. Also subscribe, press notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I post a video. So guys, without further ado, let's dive into this topic. So before I start, I would like to introduce to you a one tool which I'm going to use it more often on this episode. So it is called a pickup tool. So as you can see, it's just a metallic tool divided into two, and also you can use it to pick anything from a phone motherboard or anything from the ground if your hand cannot pick it. So this is also a Samsung motherboard, which is just, it's not working, so I'm just using it for education purpose, right? So someone will ask, what is test point? And I'm going to use a simple scenario to explain what test point means, right? So if you take phones like Techno, Infinix, Itel, for example, if you hold volume up and down and connect USB cable, the COM port of the phone will trigger at your driver's manager or your computer. So in that case, you don't have to do test point on those kind of phones. But in a situation where you find yourself with the phones like Oppo, Vivo, Huawei, Samsung, those kind of phones, the high-end phones, they will always stress your life. So those are the phones where they will require you to do test point before you can trigger the COM port access. So if you're first time watching this video and you don't understand COM port, go and watch episode 4 or so and you will understand what COM port means, right? So as I explained to you earlier, COM port is the gateway to the phone. So if you can't gain access to the gate or the door to the chipset, how do you enter the house? So some of the high-end phones will hide the door or the access to the chipset or the house inside the phone, on the motherboard of the phone, right? So if you hold volume up and down and connect cable, nothing will trigger. So in that case, you have to find where the test point pins are located on the logic board. So chipset like Qualcomm Snapdragon, you don't have to open the phone. There are so many cables which I can show you. Some of the chipset, if you have a useful cable like EDL cable, harmony cables, and those kind of cables which can trigger the COM port without you opening the phone, it will even reduce the stress and your life will be much more easier. So if I say EDL cable, I'm talking about these kind of cables. It has a click button right here like that. I will leave the link down below, so if you watch this video, you can just click on the link and then it will take you to zebroon.com and you can buy one for yourself. We ship worldwide. It doesn't matter where you are, we will send it to you. So you can buy this one from zebroon.com. And there's another one which is also have multi-functions. If you are working on phones like LG, MTK, Spectrum, and you can't gain access to the COM port, these also have Qualcomm, SPD, and MTK, and also trigger LJ download mode. So these cables will help your life instead of opening the phone. However, if you don't have any of these cable, then the choice is you have to open the phone, right? And some of the mobile phone are also stubborn. Even if you use the EDL cable, it's not going to trigger the COM port unless you open the phone. So let me show you. I don't think you can see any of these things I'm going to show you from this board, but I'm just using it for explanation. So let's say, for instance, the phone you have is let's say Samsung A01 or A04 or whatever model you may have, right? So some of the phones, if you hold the volume up and down and connect cable and the COM port is not showing, the only option is to open the phone and locate where the test point pins are, and then use this pickup to grind them and connect USB cable, and then the COM port will be triggered. So some of you will also ask, how do we locate where the pins are and and cut off all these stress and frustration, right? So let's go to the computer and I will show you from unlock tool how easy it is, and you can also follow along and do it from unlock tool, right? So this is unlock tool, right? So before you can locate where the test point pins are, you look at your right hand side, the options right here, you see somewhere called T point, right? T point. So you click on the T point and this dialog will open. So you can see all the brands we have at the top here. We also have those brands here. It means that all these brands that you see also have a different locations, or because all the motherboard are not the same, they were not designed as the same thing, and so the test point pins are not placed on one place or similar place, which I can just show you one location and then you just know. Every motherboard is designed in a different way, so you can locate it from a different location, right? So as you can see from the box, the first brand we see is Xiaomi Mi, right? Let's take the first model for example, Xiaomi Mi S2, right? If we click on it, as you can see from the picture right here, there's a place marked red. Let me zoom in so you can see, right? These two pins right here. These two pins are telling you that this is where the test point location is. So you have to bridge these two pins together and trigger the COM port. So how do you do that? First of all, let's say you have this phone in your hand and you have already opened. So now you went to unlock through the test point. You have found where the pins are. So how do you do it? All you have to do is to click on the module from the tool, select whatever option you want to do. I always keep telling you that COM port doesn't stay, it flashes and go. So click on the option you want to do, whether FRP, MDM, resetting, whatever. After clicking on it, the software will show waiting for the device. So what you have to do is to take your pickup to this one. If you don't have one, all these tools that I'm mentioning, I will leave them down below. So those two pins, you put the pickup tool on those two pins like that, right? Whilst the phone is on your table or whatever method you are using it. Make sure it doesn't touch any IC or anywhere that will trigger fire that will get you in trouble, you understand? So all you have to do is to join those two pins together and then connect the USB cable, and then you will see the COM port will be triggered in your unlock tool. So as soon as the COM port triggers, the software will automatically use the COM port and then start doing the job or the command that you instructed the software to do. So let's look at different models too. So as you can see, let's click on different model. Let's say Xiaomi A1. As you can see, the location of the pin is also here. So you can break those two pins together. Let me also tell you this. There are models, the pins is one. They are not two. So as for the one pin, you grind them into the chassis, the metallic side of the phone, to trigger the COM port. But if you see the two pins, it means that you have to put the pickup tool on those two pins and connect cable. But if the pins is one, put one pin on the one pin and then put side of the pickup tool on the metallic side or the chassis, something like the SIM tray or something, anything metallic. Don't put it on any IC or anything, because you may end up blowing anything from the phone, right? So let's click on this Xiaomi Redmi 6 Pro. Let's zoom out and see the location. As you can see, it's like Xiaomi or Mi devices, they always use two pins. It doesn't change the fact that they can make one pin. So as you can see, two pins. So the same two I just shown you, as you can see in the picture, the person who is showing us the location is also using a similar tool, as you can see. So let's click on Huawei and also take some of the Honor X7. So if we take Honor X7 for example, as you can see, Huawei is using one pin. So as you can see the pin, where the pin location is. So you put one of the pickup to one side on the pin and put one side on the chassis. The metallic side. It is called grinding. So if you grind the test point pin, then you connect USB cable and the COM port will trigger. Don't put it again. I'm just warning you, because I have seen so many people pointing one here, pointing one on any IC, because I say metallic. They feel like maybe the IC may be metallic or something, or any other point, and then it will trigger fire or you blow the board. Put it on the pin, put one side on the grind, and then connect USB cable, and then it will trigger. So don't put it on anywhere you have no idea. So let's click on, let's say, Honor View 10. So as you can see, they show you the location where the pin is. You see there are about 5 pins there, but only one is being pointed. So point it on the one which the arrow is on it, and put one side on the metallic side. Don't go and join two pins together or something like that. You will trigger fire or you blow the board. Put one pin here and put other pin here on the chassis, and then it connect to your USB cable and it will trigger. Let's say Honor 9i, right? So this is the board of the Honor 9i. So let me zoom in and you can see the location as well. So if I zoom in, you can see where the red is, where I put the mouse. It's very tiny, but you can still see. You see there's about 6 pins, but the middle one is being marked. So that is where you put the test point pin. So let's choose a different brand. I'm going to go through all the brands so you can also see. So Vivo, let's select let's say Vivo Y51, right? So Vivo Y51, and you can see they are giving you 2 pins. So it means you have to put the pickup 2 on those 2 pins and connect the cable before the COM port will trigger. Don't put one pin and put it on the grinding, because I told you you can grind it. No, put it, if the selection are 2 pins, put it on the 2 pins. If it is one, put one on it and put one side on the metallic side, and it will trigger. Let's choose Oppo. Let's say F5, and then you can as well see. So as for Oppo is one of the brands which will stress you. It will also open your mind on some things, because Oppo is not going, some of the Oppo, not all of them, some of them, the high-end ones, they are not going to give you a pin to put your pickup to, especially also Nokia phones. They will give you an IC to put one of the pickup 2 on it and put one side on the metallic side. So as you can see, let me zoom in. They just point on this IC here, and then you put one side on of the pickup 2 here and put one side on the metallic side. Don't put it on any other IC. One side here and put one side here. If you can't do it alone, let somebody help you and connect USB cable, and then it will trigger. So let's choose different brand of Oppo. Let's say Oppo A71, right? So Oppo A71, let's see what it will also give us. So the same scenario, an IC right here in the middle of, here in between the chipset, you can see where they are pointing it. So you point one there, point one side to the chassis or the metallic side of the phone, and then it will trigger the COM port. So Oppo is one of the complicated devices which, if you don't have experience, they will stress you. So let's look at almighty Samsung, and you can also see, let's say Samsung A01 core. This motherboard I was holding is A01, I think A01 cores as well. So it's at the bottom, I think so, because I did it before, where the charging unit is. It's on the charging system. So you can put one of the pickup two here and one side on the metallic, side of the phone, and connect USB cable, and it will trigger. Some of the phones like A045F, you can see it also locate here, right here. You can grind it and put one side on the metallic side. So most of the Samsung, you will see one pin. But let me tell you something. Samsung, which is using Exynos chipset, they always use two pins. It's only Qualcomm MTKs that uses single pins on Samsung devices, but the Exynos, they will mostly give you the test point pins around the screen belt, and you can, I don't think let me say Unlock 2 doesn't support Exynos, so they will not show Exynos devices from the test point list. But if you go to tools like Chimera, the test point locations, you will see Exynos ones. So as you can see the location of this one, so let's choose different brand, like let's choose a different model like A03, right? If you choose A03, and this is the location of A03, let me zoom out as well so you can see, and zoom in so you can as well see where the test point location is, as you can see right there. So let's choose phone like Nokia. Nokia is also going to stress you. Crazy one. So if you choose Nokia, let's say Nokia 6.1, the first one. Okay, so let's wait until load. Okay, so Nokia 6.1, I think it is very easy. They are not really stressing you because they give you two pins to join, right? So Nokia 1.0 or something like that, I forgot the model. It's crazy. So let's say Nokia 2.1, it's also going to give you a location around the IC, I think. I don't know of this one. Where is it located, sir? I think there are so many spots for this 2.1. So okay, so if I zoom in right here, two pins right there. But some of the Nokia phones, it is behind, the IC, you have to even cut some of the metallic of the IC covers before you can get to it. So let's see C30, right? C30, Nokia C30, and then you can as well see. So I think most of the location right here are just two pins and also one pin as well. So it's very easy to find here. It's the same method for LG and other brands too. If you click it, it's very easy. However, if you cannot locate your model from the unlock tool, there's an alternative way. So let's say, for example, you cannot locate where the test point pins of your model in the unlock tool. There's an alternative way to do it. So let me show you the alternative way. Open your browser. Maybe let's search for any random model. Let's say Samsung A25, right? So let's say Samsung A25 test point, right? So we type the test point like that, and then as you can see, Samsung A25, the reason why I use that model is because it uses Exynos chipset, and it's going to give us a location where we can find it. We have an alternative way to Google it, because one way or the other, you are not the first person going to work on that particular phone. So many people have worked on before. So let's click on the images, right? So there are so many images. Let's click on any random one, right? As you can see, the location of the pin. So you can see it is there, two pins like that. So you have to put your pickup tool on those two pins and then connect USB cable. So since A25 is Exynos, If you are using Chimera 2, it will trigger in Chimera 2, the EUB communication will trigger, so Chimera 2 can identify the chipset and then take over the job and then do it. So keep that one in mind, that Exynos chipset, you need Chimera 2 to work around. So there are so many pictures which is going to pop up, and then you can find exact model of your device, and then you will see the location of the test point pins, right? So guys, today we learn about test point, the reason why we should do test point, why is it so important to do test point, and how to do it. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave me a subscribe, press notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I post a video. My name is Zebroon. Enjoy the rest of my videos. Peace.